Have you ever felt trapped, stifled, or less than yourself in a relationship? This is a question that resonates with far too many of us. Relationships should be about mutual respect and love, but sometimes we find ourselves in situations that are far from this ideal. Toxic relationships are more common than we'd like to admit. They are the ones that leave us feeling drained, undervalued, and constantly walking on eggshells. In these relationships, our self-esteem takes a hit, our happiness dwindles, and our peace of mind becomes a distant memory. It's like being in a maze with no clear exit, surrounded by walls of guilt, fear, and self-doubt. But why are toxic relationships so hard to identify? Well, it's because they often start with a mask of love and companionship, only to slowly reveal their true face over time. They are the love stories that transform into emotional roller coasters, filled with highs of intense affection and lows of deep pain. But here's the thing, recognizing these signs isn't always easy. It's a process. It's about understanding that love should never involve losing yourself or your joy. It's about realizing that being criticized, ignored, or manipulated is not a part of a healthy relationship. And most importantly, it's about acknowledging that you deserve better. Remember, it's never your fault for getting into a toxic relationship. We're all human, and we all make mistakes. But it's important to learn from these experiences and use them as stepping stones towards a better future. So, if you find yourself constantly feeling unhappy, stressed, or anxious in your relationship, it's time to take a step back and evaluate. If you feel like you're always walking on eggshells, fearing the next argument or the next bout of silent treatment, it's time to reflect. And if you feel like you've lost your sense of self, it's time to reclaim it. Recognizing you're in a toxic relationship is the first step towards freedom and self-empowerment. It's the beginning of a journey towards finding yourself again, towards building a life that's centered around your happiness and well-being. So take that step, embrace the awakening, because you, my dear, are worth it. After acknowledging the toxicity, what comes next? You might be asking yourself this question, and it's a significant one. The answer is a journey of self-discovery. It's the path that will lead you to understand yourself better, to acknowledge your needs, desires, and most importantly, your worth. This journey often begins with self-reflection. It's about looking inward, examining your feelings, your reactions, and your behaviors. You might come across things that are uncomfortable or hard to accept, but remember, it's okay. It's a part of the process. Self-reflection allows you to understand your patterns, to see where you might have compromised on your self-respect, and where you let others cross your boundaries. It's about understanding what you want from life and what you deserve. Following self-reflection comes the exploration of your needs and desires. Often in toxic relationships, our needs and desires get overshadowed by those of the other person. Now is the time to reclaim them. Ask yourself, what makes you happy? What are your passions, your dreams, your goals? Exploring these questions will help you connect with your true self, your innermost desires, and your deepest needs. While this journey is about discovering your true self, it's also about understanding your worth. You are valuable, you matter, and you deserve respect and love, not only from others but also from yourself. This is the time to build self-esteem, to appreciate your strengths, and to acknowledge your worth. The journey to self-discovery also involves setting boundaries. It's about defining what's acceptable and what's not. It's about standing up for yourself, saying no when you need to, and not allowing anyone to disrespect or devalue you. This journey may be challenging. It might even be uncomfortable at times. It might bring up emotions and memories that you'd rather forget. But it's crucial to remember that this journey is essential for personal growth and self-acceptance. So, embrace this journey. Embrace the challenges. And remember, you're on the path to discovering your true self. This journey may be challenging, but it is essential for personal growth and self-acceptance. How can you truly love another if you don't first love yourself? This question rings so true, especially when you're healing from a toxic relationship. You see, self-love is not just about pampering yourself with a spa day or indulging in your favorite dessert. It's much deeper than that. It's about acknowledging your worth and demanding respect from others. Imagine, if you will, a garden that you've neglected for some time. Weeds have sprouted, the flowers have wilted, and there's a general sense of decay. But imagine if you start to tend to that garden. You pull out the weeds, you water the flowers, you plant new seeds. Over time, the garden starts to blossom again. That garden is you. And the gardener, that's self-love. Self-love starts with self-care. It's about taking care of your physical, emotional, and mental health. It's about setting aside time for yourself, doing things that make you happy, and saying no to things that drain you. It's about setting boundaries, both with yourself and with others. Setting boundaries is not a sign of weakness, but a declaration of self-respect. Self-love is also about celebrating your personal achievements, no matter how small they may seem. Did you stand up for yourself today? Did you accomplish a task you've been putting off? Did you manage to get out of bed and face the day despite the pain you're feeling inside? Celebrate those victories because they matter. They show your strength and resilience. And remember, self-love is a journey, not a destination. It's about constantly striving to be the best version of yourself, but also accepting that it's okay not to be perfect. It's about forgiving yourself for your past mistakes and understanding that they don't define you. Self-love is the foundation upon which you can build a healthier, happier life after a toxic relationship. It's the tool that will help you break free from the chains of your past and move forward with strength and confidence. Self-love isn't just about feeling good. It's about acknowledging your worth and demanding respect from others. Why do we fear our flaws when they are part of what makes us unique? It's a question that seems to linger in our minds, especially when we're going through challenging times. It's easy to focus on what we perceive as wrong with us, but have you ever stopped to consider that these very flaws are what make you who you are? Embracing your flaws may seem like a daunting task, but it's a journey worth embarking on. It's about accepting that you're not perfect, and that's okay. Nobody is. We are all a beautiful mix of strengths and weaknesses, triumphs and failures, perfections and imperfections. And that's what makes us human. Imagine if we all looked the same, acted the same, thought the same. How incredibly boring would that be? It's our flaws that add color and depth to our personalities. They shape our experiences and guide our growth. Now, this doesn't mean you should ignore areas for improvement. On the contrary, acknowledging our flaws is the first step towards self-improvement. But it's also crucial to understand that some of our so-called flaws are simply aspects of our individuality, and they should be embraced, not shamed. It's time we start laughing at our quirks, our peculiar habits, our oddities. They are what make us fun, interesting, unique. They are the stories we'll tell, the moments we'll remember. They add a dash of humor to our lives. And who doesn't need a good laugh every now and then? Accepting our flaws can lead to a healthier self-image and a stronger sense of identity. It's like saying, yes, I have flaws, yes, I make mistakes, but that's okay. I'm okay. And when you reach that point of acceptance, you'll find that you're not just okay, you're more than okay. You're you, and there's no one else in the world quite like you. Your flaws are not your downfall. They are marks of your individuality. Embrace them, love them, laugh at them, because they are a part of you and you are absolutely amazing. What does it mean to truly move on from a toxic relationship? It's a question that echoes in the corridors of our minds, a lingering thought that often goes unanswered. But today, we're diving headfirst into the journey of moving on and the empowerment it brings. Firstly, it's vital to understand that moving on isn't synonymous with erasing memories or suppressing feelings. Quite the contrary. It's about acknowledging the pain, accepting the past, and learning from the experience. It's about using the rearview mirror not to dwell on the road behind, but to gain perspective on the path ahead. One of the key stages in this journey is forgiveness. Now hold on a second. Forgiveness, in this context, isn't about absolving the other person of their wrongdoings. It's about freeing yourself from the shackles of resentment and bitterness. It's about giving yourself the gift of peace, a gift only you can bestow upon yourself. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack up a steep hill. Each grudge, each resentment, each unhealed wound is a stone that weighs you down. Forgiveness is the act of setting down that backpack, lightening the load on your journey forward. It doesn't mean the stones weren't heavy or the journey wasn't tough. It means you're choosing not to let them hinder your progress anymore. Moving on is an act of self-empowerment. It's a declaration that you will no longer be defined by your past, but by the strength and resilience you've discovered within yourself. It's about reclaiming your power, taking control of your narrative, and sculpting a future that reflects the person you've become, not the person you were. So remember, moving on isn't a destination, it's a journey. It's not a race, it's a marathon. It's not about forgetting, it's about growing. And most importantly, it's not about them, it's about you. Moving on doesn't just mean leaving the past behind, it's about stepping into a future where you're in control. If you found this video helpful, and you feel the stirring of empowerment within you, we invite you to become a part of our community. Click on the subscribe button and join us on this transformative journey. We are here to provide you with more inspiring content, more nuggets of wisdom, and more tools to help you on your path to self-discovery and empowerment. Remember, you are not alone in this journey. There are millions out there just like you who are shedding their past, embracing their flaws, and stepping into a future where they are in control. And it's this shared experience, this collective journey, that makes the path less daunting and the destination more attainable. So don't wait. Subscribe now and join us on this journey of self-discovery and empowerment. Let's navigate the road of life together, learning, growing, and empowering each other every step of the way.